What's good, people? What's good? Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm your guy, Deme D. This is another collab with HLM Media on the Rise interviews. Shout out to the guy, Terrell Blair, holding it down for the culture, where we bring you the artists and creatives on the Rise, obviously. So today, man, I got my guy, man, it's Queens in the building. I'm always excited when Queens is in the building. You already know. Exile.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's good with you? What's good with you, man?
I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm here.
Okay, it's good. It's good to hear. Good to hear. Good to see, because I see you around all the time.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna get into what you got going on, because you got some few things. You got an album release. We spoke off camera.
Yeah.
You had some movie things going on. You got some artists under your belt.
Yeah.
So we'll touch on a few things, but really focus on the album.
All right, for sure.
But first of all, in case this is anyone's first time seeing you, man, the name, man. How did we get to the name and the spelling? What's behind that?
I got the name from the Bible.
Oh. Okay.
I kind of flicked. I did it by chance, so I flipped the books of the passages, and I did it, and then my finger landed on the name Exile with the correct spelling, Exile.
Okay.
So I read the passage. I felt like what I read fit my persona as far as being on my own self. So I just flipped the spelling X-YLE, and then
I like how you flipped it too.
Yeah, we are.
And I like how on Twitter you put the NYC on it.
That's a fact. Listen, don't forget where I'm from.
NYC, so yeah. Like I said, Queens in the building. But your music, man, I do want to speak on that. You're an artist that is very serious, that I like to see, that I like to work with. You have your visuals out, consistent projects. You're performing, you're networking, you're out and about, you're not in the house. You have your online presence, you're always elevated. So I appreciate artists like you, and you're obviously on the rise, and they've seen you on my other platform. You came through, you got bars too. So you pretty much, you like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one.
Nah, real talk, so that's why I like, and you got the hustle too, because we spoke off camera that's what's really important.
Facts.
So right now though, you just released your latest project. You're out here just for you.
Just for you.
How are you feeling about this release and about the project?
I'm definitely feeling good about it. I recorded so much music because my last release was Alpha, which was 2021, and I've recorded so much music within the past 8 months. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I wanted to put something out just to remind people, like, listen, don't forget, I'm still here. I saw a lot of people drop, and everything was good and all that, but I'm just like, all right, I know what time it is when I come through, I'll shake shit up. So I feel like I dropped the appetizer, which is Just For You. And I made sure that it was important. That's why I named it Just For You, because I wanted to make sure that there was something on the project that everybody can gravitate towards.
And you did a good job with that without kind of like...
Without forcing it.
For real, without forcing it, without reaching it, without kind of overdoing it. So how do you know you did that though?
By the responses that I get.
So that is the responses you've been getting.
The responses that I get.
That was my first thought. I'm like, okay, it's not because you did a lot of, I won't say a lot, you did some different shit. Mm. And I don't want to call it out of the box. It's not out of the box.
No, of course.
But you did some things artistically, and you pulled it off. Like,
I did my research before going into the next wave of songs that I recorded. I did my research, and I asked people that were close to me, and even people that are not so close to me but like the music. Mm-hmm. I said, what did you hear from the last project that you wanted to hear from Exile in the future? And they all gave me their opinions, and the consensus from people that know me, the people that don't know me.
Following you.
Right. The consensus is, they wanted more of me, more personal, more in depth. Because I've rapped so long with this chip on my shoulder.
A lot of bragging, a lot of bravado. Hey, I love it though.
I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm definitely not going to shy away from it.
But I see what they're saying. And, as an artist that want to grow, you want to do that as well.
Absolutely.
So I do want to get more into the album, but before we do that, though, I do want to speak on. So, like I mentioned, the grind, the hustle. Yeah. Because a lot of people miss that, and they don't understand the importance of that. How did you come to terms with that, or was it something that you learned going across the way?
I've learned the hustle that I have. I learned from my parents. I learned from my mother and my father. My mom worked 2-3 jobs my entire life. My dad worked his job, went to school, also did his job, and he kept elevating. So I learned that mentality from him. Okay. Like almost every day of my life. I grew up in a West Indian household.
Hey, so you already know how that goes.
If you're not doing enough, you lazy. That's really so. Every day of my life, I could be doing 10 million things.
Not enough.
If I'm laying down in my bed on a Saturday morning after 10 a.m., I'm lazy. So that right there registered. I'm like, all right, I know I got to get up and go get it, and that's really what that is. Plus, I'm stubborn. I don't want to quit.
And I love that kind of quality because I'm stubborn as well. I don't really think it's stubborn. I think like people just don't like that they can't control your movements and your opinions, and you don't falter easy. But just for you, man. So you got the responses. They're saying they wanted to get a little more personal. You did that well. I just want to ask about a few songs. I want to start with Renee.
Okay.
What made you want to flip that and you flipped a different type of story and everything?
Well, shout out to Mr. Cheeks, obviously, because the original
LB it's bad, right? I be assuming everybody it ain't like that no more, right?
Nah, it ain't like that no more.
Yeah, well, shout out to Lost Boys, be one of my favorite albums ever, Legal Drug Money.
You told me.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums ever.
So with that, my man Steph Raymond, shout out to Steph Raymond. That beat actually is about 2 years old, like 3 years old, and I did a freestyle online with it, and he liked it so much. He loved it so much.
Oh, that's how you connected with the producer?
No, I knew Steph Raymond forever.
Oh, okay.
But he had a beat challenge going up. This was during the pandemic. So when he did it and I killed it, I circled the block a few months back, and I was like, yo, what's up with that beat? You sold it? You did it? He's like, nah. I said, let me get that. And that's how Renee came about. And again, with the consensus of people wanting to hear more of me, more personal of me, I figured I'd tell a story about this chick that I was dealing with from far out.
This is a real story?
No, it's a real story.
Oh,
it's a real story.
Nice.
There's one thing I'm going to tell is I'm going to tell the truth. There's nothing that I rapped about that's fabricated.
Yeah, you have I didn't get to say that though. You have a lot of narrative, a lot of storytelling on here, even though it's personal. But yeah, it's definitely, and you have some relatable songs too. You have some songs that kick back and just chill and parlay with. So you did do a nice mix. But you mentioned a producer. Are these new producers that you have on here, or this is kind of people you already had a rapport with?
Steph, I had a rapport with. I've known him for 8+ years, 10+ years, I want to say. A couple of them are new, like Rick the Great. He produced on there. He's fairly new.
Yeah, he's fire. He worked with Bakeman, right? Yeah. See, niggas, I'm tapped in.
I kind of stole him from Bakeman. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, listen, man, you gotta get him out here. He's fire.
You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Bakeman.
Shout out to Big.
I heard some of the stuff he dropped. I'm like, yo, who produced this?
Shit is fire, right?
And I was like, nah, I gotta tap in. I gotta see what's up.
Fire. Yeah.
So he's fairly new, but I've grown a great rapport with Rick the Great. Like I said, my man Steph Raymond, Low-Key Mally, I don't know personally, but he did Up and Down. Murdered that. My man Teddy Grams blessed me with that record as well.
Yeah,
so
that was a good collab too.
Yeah, my man The Grinch, he's part of my frontline label as far as producers wise. And my boy Ace Bradley, same thing. I've known him for a while, and I'm glad to get him going as well.
Yeah, man, it's a really good mix. I'm listening.
Appreciate you.
I don't want to go just jump to one of my favorites. I want to ask something about something too.
Oh, and Unon the One, my fault. Unon, I've known him also.
Which track did he do?
He did Like Me. They don't make him like
me. Nah, see that Like Me is kind of like, I feel like that's your bag right there.
Bag, yeah.
So even though I think every song is really good though, as far as like they were put together really well. So
thank you.
Let's talk about VVS because you have a collab on there. How does that? Not how does that, but did you guys work together? Did you write it together? Because when you have those extra melodies, those bridges, and those harmonies, it's not easy to make it sound like crispy.
Like so with VVS, Rick the Great did that. So here's how it goes. When it comes to VVS, my man Rick the Great did that. It's the week of my album release celebration. It's on a Friday. He sent me the beat Monday. I said, nah, bro, if you do this, I'm never going to finish the project. I said, send me this beat now. I will have it recorded by Wednesday. Nice. He sent me the beat Tuesday. I wrote it. Wednesday, I recorded it. Friday, I mixed it. And Friday night, it was ready to be presented.
There you go.
That's how VVS came about.
There you go. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I did want to ask you that too, since these songs are more since they're actual stories and things that you've already been through, was making the songs easy or still, because you got a lot of melodies, you don't have too many features, but you have definitely a lot of like I said, choruses and bridges and hooks and melodies and harmonizing. So that
Right.
it's work to put that together.
Yeah, I don't. It's easy when you have a vision, when you have a clear vision of what you want to do going in. It's easy to put together. I'm always the type where, especially if I'm working with different artists, I give them a structure. I'm like, this is what I need, and I know whatever you give back to me, I can work around it and structure it. So it's only as difficult as the other artists make it. I make any feature that I've done, I make it dummy proof. Not calling them dumb. I'm not calling them dummies.
I got you. Just give them an alley-oop.
But I make them dummy proof.
Yeah.
If it's a hook I wrote and I need somebody to sing it, I make it dummy proof. Just make it your own.
Give them the basis.
Yeah.
Nah, and then it shows, like I said, a really well cohesive project. What can we expect visuals for? What songs do you?
Up and Down.
Up and
With
Down.
my man Teddy Grams. VVS for sure. Definitely. Petty. Produced by my boy, the E.
I like that song too. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got a lot of variety, a lot of different topics.
So that you'll definitely visuals from those.
All right, I'm looking forward to that because you have a lot of good visuals as well.
Appreciate you.
And you do a lot from your projects too, so I appreciate that too. So before we move on, or rather get out of here, I want you to speak on some of the songs you know that I don't want to say your favorite, but I guess that you have like an attachment to, or when you made it, you was like, yeah.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know sometimes it doesn't always come out exactly how you might have envisioned it or heard it in your head.
Yeah.
So what are some of the songs on there that, you know,
I'm really attached to? But yeah,
came out how you want to? It's like, this is how I wanted to execute it.
Well, VVS came out better than I thought it would.
VVS is fire.
That.
Yeah.
VVS came out better than I thought it would. Floating, definitely.
Floating is fire.
Floating came out the way I wanted it to. I'm happy about it because that's personal as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you got the melody on there too. That's what I'm saying. Float.
I was definitely touching on mentally what I was going through, you know, with everything that's been going on, and just trying to, you know, structure myself and letting people know, like, even I need a break.
Yeah, you really opened up on this outlet. You really opened up and let the listeners in.
That's a fact.
You definitely did.
I'm the strong friend. So it's like, when you're the strong friend, everybody expects you to stay the strong friend.
Right.
And it's very rare that anybody checks up on me or whatever. I accept that. That's what the song is about. It's like, I accept it, but if I'm quiet, give me a minute, I'll get to you.
I'll get to you. And I like how you delivered that too. Yeah, another well put together song.
That one, Hey Renee, I'm definitely attached to Hey Renee. So it's definitely, it's my baby. I love it. That's why it's just for you. It's for everybody. But those are the songs that I'm definitely attached to.
Salute, man. Again, just for you. Make sure y'all tap in with my guy Exile. So before we get out of here, you know the rundown. Let them know where they can find you.
Right.
What can we expect for 2014? Like, this shit is crazy. Time is flying.
Yes, we went back in time. It's 2024. He said 2014.
No, I said, what can you expect for 2014? Like, what we...
Follow me, X-YLE NYC, Twitter and Instagram, X-YLE NYC, my website, IAMXYLE.com. You can expect things coming from my artist, Dutch Alcott, who is Schizo. We're going to be working on some new things as well. I got more features on the way, and I got a new project dropping in May.
So you're keeping it consistent.
Pray for better. Like I said, just for you as an appetizer, but pray for better, May. For sure.
No doubt. Yeah. And again, I'm your guy, Deme D, bringing you the artists on the rise. This is HLM Media. Salute to the guy, Terrell Blair. You already know this is where hip-hop lives. We out.